Hello, my name is Ashlyn Hanks, and welcome to What's Brewing. Today we're sitting down with Mr. Gary Cruise with Bailey Cigar Room for part one of his interview. But before we get started, let's roll that beautiful B-roll. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, thanks for having me.
So, for those who don't know who you are you and what do you do for work?
My name's Gary Cruice, and I manage Bailey's Cigar Room here in Karen Crow, Louisiana. We're the only cigar shop between I-10 and Pineville, Alexandria.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, it's a nice little shop. We're open 7 days a week, and we don't have the biggest humidor in town, but we have a nice selection. Folks seem to like it, so.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a
that's
place
important.
yes, it is. It's a place to come and get a cigar. Most people pick up cigars and leave, but it's a nice environment to sit and have a smoke. We keep water and soft drinks, coffee, and every Saturday morning we do our own version of CBD, cracklins, boudin, donuts.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, what got you started in this business?
My family was in the grocery business in New Orleans. So a whole different story as to why I started smoking cigars. But I started smoking cigars about as a junior in high school. I was an athlete, not a really good one, but I was an athlete, so you didn't smoke. And then I picked up cigars. Later on, I actually had money and could afford good ones. I was teaching. I was a high school math teacher by trade and really was tired of doing it. We had all agreed, my brothers and I had all figured when my mom died, she would leave us bills. And lo and behold, she left us money. So I figured out that I didn't need to keep teaching anymore. And I had the opportunity to do this instead.
Yeah, so what got you started at Bailey's?
I was working with another shop and the oil had tanked and we were starting to do okay. And then COVID hit and I was out of it. It looked like I was gonna have to go back to teaching high school. And a buddy at another cigar shop in town called me and said, look, there's a guy who hangs out here who's getting ready to open a shop. That was Jamie Ogle, who used to be part owner of Pogies. He was getting ready to open Bailey's, but had no employees. So he put us in touch. We hit it off. My thought was I would work there and then train all of his staff and help him after I went back to school teaching. And after a while, he said, look, why don't you just stay and run the place for me? So that's how it happened.
That's pretty nice.
Oh yeah, it worked out very well for me, yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's take a moment to hear from our sponsors.
Are you interested in new customers? Trust Acadiana has been connecting businesses with new customers and clients for over 15 years. We help local business owners trade what they have for what they need. Trust Acadiana is powered by over 500 businesses in Acadiana and thousands in our participating networks. That's the Trust Acadiana competitive advantage. Could your business need a jump in 2025? Visit trustacadiana.com to learn about the power of trade and how Trust Acadiana can help your business grow.
Hey guys, welcome back to What's Brewing. We're sitting down with Mr. Gary Cruise for part one of his interview. So looking back, what advice would you give your younger self?
I'm not going to use the word I normally use, but stuff works out. Worry less. Things usually work out. You don't have to stress. You don't have to worry. You know what's right and wrong. Go live your life, and things tend to work out.
Yeah. So how have you handled like the work and life balance for you?
It's a little interesting because I'm working 6 days a week, but my wife and I kind of planned that. Her response when I had the chance to work Monday through Friday was, if you're off on Saturdays, you're going to go to a cigar shop anyway. So, and she teaches, so I get off right around the same time she does. So we live in Youngsville. If we want to do something in Lafayette, she just kind of stays. If not, then I meet her at home. We now have grandkids, and all of them go to daycare close to where we live. So a lot of times I'll pick them up. One of my granddaughters, I'm the only one that goes to work late enough in the morning, so I get to bring her to daycare and we
Aw.
walk. It's like the high point of my week every week.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's fun. A 3-year-old sees things that you would never imagine, and I've got a whole new appreciation of flowers and bees. But that's so it's kind of there. The work-life balance for anybody who's currently working is you don't say, I'm going to do this when I retire. We're going to take that trip. You do it now. You
Right.
find a way to do it now.
So what's the most rewarding part of your job?
Believe it or not, it's when people who come in and they are just starting out with cigars. A lot of folks think of it as a hobby, and so we have a lot of people who are just starting to come into wanting to try cigars. Usually, a buddy gave them one. They were tailgating or sitting around a campfire, and now they want to try some others. So explaining to them the body of the cigars, and then helping them figure out what flavor profile might work for them, and matching them up with a cigar too. That's very rewarding.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot there too that you're just like a wealth of knowledge.
They seem to think so, so I'm not going to say differently. But
Yeah.
as a former teacher, there's a lot of teaching that goes into it. The big difference is they pay attention.
Yeah.
That's the biggest difference.
Right. Well, that's it for this interview, but would you like to come back for a part 2?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
All right.
Thanks for watching today. If you like this content, don't forget to click the like button, crush the subscribe button, and ring the notification bell to stay up to date on all the content we produce. I'm your host, Ashlyn Hanks, and we'll see you in the next one.